Oftentimes, us collectors like to talk about how physical media, how important it really is. What happens to the film negatives of movies when they're found in the trash 5 years ago? This movie was found supposedly in the trash, and it is a Hollywood slasher that was directed by a woman in 1973. And we're going to talk about it right now from Grindhouse Releasing. Let's check it out. What's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be talking about Hollywood 90028. Yes, this is also known as the Hollywood Strangler. Now, this movie was, in fact, supposedly found in a garbage can in an alleyway about 5 years ago, and Grindhouse picked it up out of the trash and gave it some polish, and man, does this movie look really good. They took the 70s in Hollywood and made a picture that's like a time capsule. A lot of people are calling this exploitative, art house, and of course, Hollywood in a time capsule. I'm going to tell you all about it, what I think about it, give you a score, and then I'm obviously going to tell you what I think of all the extras and everything that's inside of this release from Grindhouse. It comes out November 26th. Thanks, MVD, for sending it out to me. So yeah, I got to see this for the first time, and I gotta say, man, what an interesting movie for something that I was not expecting to be all that interested in. I'd seen some people talking about it, and there are a lot of big film industry buffs and people who are actually making films that absolutely love this film, like Joe Lynch and Ty West, who said it's a fantastic film. A lot of people really enjoy it. It's a movie that was directed by a female director too, by the name of Christina Hornisher. And man, she's talented, like really talented. I was seeing shots in this movie that I was just like, damn, this is like really quality filmmaking. And it was in the trash. Now, granted, it's not a perfect film and not everybody is going to think this is just amazing. It can be a little slow at times, but it's essentially about this guy who's a photographer in Hollywood, and he's really trying to come up as a filmmaker. He can't seem to get a job in the industry, so he starts working in the porn industry to try to come up, and won't take him seriously as a filmmaker. He tries to make it through and becomes more and more irritated with the work that he has to do. He starts taking his frustrations out on random women in Hollywood. Somehow seems to fall in love in the process of doing all of this. This movie has one of the better endings in a film that I've seen, especially one in the 70s. I personally think it's very interesting to see a woman's perspective of a male serial killer, strangler, killer in a film. I think it's interesting because she doesn't really hold back on any of the exploitative stuff, but does have the taste to kind of treat it with a higher respect than a lot of exploitation films do. It's really well shot, and for a movie being in the trash, this film looks fantastic as a Blu-ray. It almost looks 4K to me. That's how crisp and beautiful this film is. It even has the film grain in it. So if you love that kind of thing, and you love Hollywood especially, you're going to see parts of Hollywood that nobody has seen in multiple decades in crisp 1080p. Now, this movie takes its time to get where it's going. The characters are very few and they don't speak a whole lot in this movie, but it is shot well and it kept my attention to the very end. There are going to be some people that probably feel that it's a little slow. I think if you look at it from an art house perspective, I think you will appreciate it. The exploitative parts of the film are in there. There is some nudity and things like that. It is dealing with the porn industry, of course. It is also done it in a very tasteful way, and it's done in a way to kind of trigger the main star, who is played by Christopher Augustine, who is the photographer in the movie. Is it super violent and graphic and all that? Not really. It does have some moments of like unease, I guess you could call it. And it's really about this guy kind of luring a couple of people out, but also this love story between him and this girl who he thinks can save him from all the horrible things that he's done out of frustration of not being able to get a job in the industry. And I think Christina Hornisher, who did the writing and the directing of this movie, did a really good job. It's not my favorite movie that I've ever seen, but I was definitely more interested in this film than I thought I would ever be. And I honestly would say that this is a film that does a lot of really different things for the 70s while still being 70s as a whole in Hollywood. And it's really kind of a nice look back at that world in a way because of all the shots that they do outside. The end is, man, holy crap. The end is really fantastic. It's not the most crazy thing I've ever seen, but it really doesn't need to be. It's just something, if you're paying attention to the story, is very abrupt and shocking because you start to care about these characters in some weird way, following the serial killer around while he's doing all this, but you're also following this love story, which is a very weird kind of feeling and dynamic in this movie. And it was done in 1973, so you know, it could probably be inspiring a lot of other things if it weren't such a small film. But yeah, I would give this a 7 out of 10. I really kind of liked it. I would probably watch this again sometime. Not something I would watch on a regular basis. It is definitely aesthetically appealing. That's probably why Ty West loves it so much, because it's really directly pulled out of that 70s like that. But yeah, it looks fantastic on the screen, and I'm going to tell you all about all the extras and all the details of this on the breakdown of all the features and everything right now. So let's get into it. But this is the Blu-ray release. It includes another disc of extras and a ton of features and extras in here. So I'm going to get through them as quick as I can, but let's talk about the box and everything. We got the slipcase here that you can see. It is pretty nice, typical sort of grindhouse vibe there. The soundtrack of Basil Polidoris, who does like a kind of very interesting sound score in here. It's very lighthearted and sentimental and very thoughtful. It's like, it really kind of paints this movie in a really weird vibe while you're watching it. It sticks in your head, and they include it in here, and it has all the tracks from 1 to 17 with 3 bonus tracks. You can see on the back here. But yeah, I thought that's cool. I like that. I don't know that I'll really necessarily listen to that, but you know, for those that do, it's in there. We also get the reverse cover of this, which I put on there because, you know, we have the case for it already. So underneath obviously is the same thing as this. But yeah, on this one, it's a little bit different, you know. Got like that old 70s kind of vibe about it. They even use different pictures in the back here. Get a booklet that kind of talks about Christina Hornisher and a lot of the people in it, like Dick Glass, who was in this. He was also a singer, and they put in the film. He was in a band at the time, and a lot of the people that worked on this film kind of knew each other a little bit. On the inside here, we got 2 discs. You got your main feature, your bonus, which has a little less features on it, but they do include both discs so that you have all of the goodies in there. Like I said, the other side is pretty much the same thing as this, so I'm not going to show you that. The extras and bonus materials, you're going to get in-depth interviews with stars Christopher Augustine, Jeanette Dilger, Gail Davis, editor Leon Ortiz Gill, and Tom DeSimone. We got audio commentaries by Mark E. Yuck and Heidi Honeycutt and Sean Langrick. We also get the shocking alternative scenes from the original X-rated version. There's also the experimental 16mm short films by director Christina Hornisher. There's actually 3 on there, and there's only 2 on IMDb, so there's an extra one in there. There's liner notes by cinema historians Mark E. Huck, David Zulkin, and Richard Kraft, and even Jim Van Bieber, which he talks about this film as well. There's a bonus CD, obviously, with the album from Basil that I mentioned. It's newly remastered with 24-bit audio, 192 kilohertz sound of the original master tape. So they went in there and actually redid the sound for that. And they got a beautiful embossed slipcover by Jerry Martinez, who did that, and a lot of like hidden like Easter eggs in there, which, you know, I'll just spoil one of them, is the trash can scene where they're literally pulling the tapes out. Now, he says he gets bit by a rat in that, so I always kind of wonder, is that a real scene? Or are they just messing with me? Like, I don't know. I can't confirm it anywhere. But yeah, if I don't doubt it for a second that that's true. But yeah, this thing is chock full of extras that you're going to want to be able to check out. They also have the original movie in here, so you can watch it in the actual downgraded version in just the film, you know, like not like all done up and pretty as it is. But I gotta say, it looks stunning in the Blu-ray. The quality of it and the sound of it is really good. The whole thing, the soundtrack and everything that goes with this, it just all works really well together. If you're into kind of lost history and underground gems, you might want to pick this one up. It's Hollywood 90028, and yeah, 26th of November, you can pick this one up, and I'll put some links down below for you to pick it up. I'll put all 3 down below for you to check it out. And thank you, of course, MVD Entertainment and Grindhouse for sending this one out to me. I'm really impressed with a lot of the Grindhouse releases. I'm also looking forward to some of their future releases. I know that they have Lucio Fulci, you know, The Beyond is coming out, and my God, I hope that they'll allow me to do a reaction and unboxing and everything like that for you guys on the channel, because I'm a huge Fulci fan. If not, I'm going to be buying it anyway, so, you know, we'll do it one way or another. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Would love to hear what you think about this movie, the extras. Are you into these sort of like exploitative art house films? Is that even in your wheelhouse of watching and viewing? Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of this? Check out the trailer and see for yourself just how well shot it is and how beautiful it really looks in 1080p. But thanks for coming by, guys. Hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoyed this video. And as always, long live the void.